Hello, Be the Ram Global Fellowship family and friends. This is Lady Liana McKissick with a little moment for you. Okay, so I'm going to have a little transparency moment here and talk to you about clutter. So, for most of my life, just to be honest, I've dealt with clutter. Not so much of things like being dirty or anything like that, but just stuff, just clutter. And it's usually like you can tell I have been working on something, so it might be a clutter of some things some craft I was working on, clutter of maybe some papers from work, clutter of stuff that I meant to mail off, just clutter. And I've dealt with it probably for most of my life. And I remember I used to watch the show Clean House and Hoarders, and so oftentimes they would make sure that they talked to the person to make sure that once they cleaned up that this didn't continue. So not really a hoarder situation, but like I said, just a clutter situation. So what they usually said was that the outside issue was usually reflective of something that was happening internally. And so what I find is that as I get older, as I mature, I notice more of the clutter. And I find that when I kind of notice the clutter, then I know to stop and kind of take a self-inventory of what may be happening internally, maybe be happening mentally. Like I have some things that I need to straighten out or get right or let go of or just somehow organize in my head. And so now what I find is that as soon as I notice the clutter, because the clutter can be around for weeks and I don't really notice it because I'm so in my head of what's going on. And so when I do notice the clutter, I know to stop and kind of take an inventory. And what I find is that as I start to clear things out externally, those physical things that I can actually touch and see, then I'm able to kind of work through some things mentally as well. And I'm actually able to hear what I'm supposed to be hearing and focus where I'm supposed to be focusing. So, my little moment, or I guess it could be a challenge, is that look around and take notice of any outward clutter that maybe you've been overlooking for some time. And then do a self-check, do a self-inventory, and see if there's some things that you kind of need to work through mentally or spiritually. All right, I would love to probably talk more about this, but for today, it's just a little moment. Take a little self-check inventory. Have a great day.